ladies like you wanted me, calling me all the time, like Blondie, check out my Chrissy, by hot and fine all of the time. Like sex on the beaches. What is it?
All right, guys, welcome back to Family Bathroom Episode 2. I am one of your hosts, The Toast, a.k.a. Brett. This is Matt Boyce. This is Mark Harris.
Yo.
Happy to be back. Happy to be back with you guys.
You got some new energy to the show.
Absolutely.
What have you guys been up to?
Nothing much, man. Just been kind of hanging back, waiting for the next opportunity to get with you guys and hang out. And, hopefully entertain some folks. We got a lot of good feedback from the first podcast.
Constructive,
some constructive criticism, a lot of positive things. We really appreciate the people who watched.
Thanks, guys.
And, man, we appreciate it. Really
absolutely.
do.
And we're, hopefully we're just going to continue to build on this thing and make everybody proud and have some more fun.
Heck yeah. But we're going to be filming actually some promo material / another skit pretty soon, so be on the lookout for that. We'll drop it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. But other than that, what you guys got to talk about this week?
Where do you want to start, Big Mark? I was thinking maybe we could go to like a Travis Scott concert or something, because that seems like a really good time.
Jeez.
Okay,
for
the
sketchiness.
Yeah. Let's fill them in on what they don't know. Maybe some people haven't heard about this yet.
So apparently there's Astro World out in Houston, I believe it is. Travis Scott concert. Mm-hmm. Known to get pretty wild at his concerts there. People rushing the crowd, like the front of the crowd, up to the stage. People getting trampled. 8 people died. 300 people injured.
Oh, wow.
Pretty crazy. I mean, I know some people, a lot of people have been to mosh pits and metal concerts, stuff like that. So there may be a little bit of a different vibe there, and they may have a more.
But it's kind of different at a Travis Scott concert. You're not looking to mosh at a Travis Scott.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think a lot of Travis Scott fans are big moshers.
There's no Black Flag fans in the audience but I did hear, they were giving some flack about that. Actually, they're like, because he didn't really do anything or whatever else. But it shows like a video of him singing and soothing the audience.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, he was singing and soothing the audience like, you need to move, do this little auto-tune thing. And I was like, yeah, that's how Travis Scott directs traffic. It's a Travis Scott traffic light. You got to go.
I mean, I like that was like his first, thought was, hey, I gotta do something. I gotta soothe these guys with some docile tones.
Was he in the wrong though for keeping the show going?
I think he absolutely was. I mean, anytime you're part of something that turns into that sort of chaos, and you have maybe something going on where the crowd's they were trying to alert him, that this was all happening, chanting, "Stop the show!" And I mean,
he did stop the show. So. He was just using his auto tune to kind of be kind of keeping everything going. I guess he needed, the pandemic really messed up a lot of artists money. So they're all out there trying to get their money back because that's where they get their money nowadays. It's not anything monetarily gained from the studios anymore. It's all about you go on tour, you sell your merch and stuff, and that's how you make your money.
I mean, hey, the good news for Travis was the check's probably already in the bank by that time.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but it's something that'll probably haunt him and follow him for the rest of his career, that this happened. So
I think he posted an apology video.
I'm sure.
It was
hey, sorry, but I need the money.
I mean, you hate to see something like that. And there's just a few bad apples that spoiled the bunch, and whoever's bringing the syringes and shooting people up with something. I mean, it's just crazy. But hopefully that will not become a trend.
I'm pretty sure quite a few people were on acid because Travis Scott fans, a lot of them were on acid. They were riding the wave,
A pretty debaucherous scene before any of that stuff happened, I'm guessing, and then just got turned up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, anyway, I got some more news. I got some breaking news I was going to bring up that apparently today, Britney Spears' conservatorship that's been lasting for 12 years,
Wow.
13 years, is over with now.
They've lifted it.
They lifted it now, so now she's like
She's a free woman.
she's free. So Free Britney actually worked, man. So
Hey.
they dissolved the whole thing, and now she's probably going to sue the hell out of her family.
I mean, what do you think happens, man? Do you think she's broke in 5 years, or do you think that she's
No.
got the common sense enough?
Well,
to,
no, what she's doing is she's probably
you know.
she's threatening to sue her dad and her mom.
Right.
You know, for like pretty much controlling her money for the last years. They've been in charge of it. And she's even mad at her little sister, man. Like, she's like, I hate that bitch too, you know.
I mean, I'm not trying to pile on Britney, but I mean, I don't think she was in the best mental place for a long time.
I think after a while, she kind of got like, yeah, I'm getting better now. So, and they're kind of like, yeah, but we like.
How safe can you be in your own mental state if you're Britney Spears?
I don't know.
That's true. I mean, we're talking about shaving heads and attacking folks with umbrellas and getting pretty, getting pretty wild. I mean, obviously,
I mean, look at Bjork. She did some pretty cool stuff too.
right.
Didn't she hit somebody with a baby carriage or something like that?
I mean, who hasn't done that in a moment?
They were trying to look at her kid, and she's like, pow, you know,
That's one way
Falcon punch, you know.
So I'll let you see it really up close. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna smack you around with the baby
But
crib.
it's just
here.
interesting. I've been kind of like slowly kind of on the sidelines, like looking at it, like what's going on here. And apparently, you know, the whole story was like her dad was like, pretty much running her empire from, and taking money from it. Obviously, since he was running it.
Right.
And I guess he decided he wanted to get out while he had some skin on his back because she was immediately like screw you, and like
You're cool.
yeah. Like I think the only person looking like stunningly fantastic right now is Kevin Featherline. That's only because he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Federline is. I mean,
He's single.
Where is Kevin Featherline? Like,
Looks like me.
is it like Carmen San Diego now? Where in the world?
He stopped dancing a while ago. And when he started getting that Britney Spears caliber child support, that dude was like, all right, it's beans and bacon for me.
I mean, Federline couldn't have played it any better, man. I mean, he got the girl. He had his fun. It seems like he's a good father and stuff. He got paid. I mean, on top of it, so
And he got to say bang Britney Spears.
yeah,
He's
he's kind of happily faded.
I love
off
how the
into
flagship
oblivion.
guy the flagship guy was like, oh, he made it okay. Was Kevin freaking Featherline?
He did it.
We have nobody
Didn't
else.
JT have his hand in that too? So it was like.
No.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, he was dating Britney Spears a long time ago, I think.
I mean,
not with the kids,
I mean,
but I mean,
JT's
like-
got his own money. He don't need a Britney Spears.
Well, I wasn't talking about like the money side. I was meaning like he had his hand and he was dating Britney Spears for a while, wasn't he?
He did. I mean, he definitely he met her in that Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what's crazy about that? I was actually looking at it, and Ryan Gosling was a part of that too.
that's wild.
Like Ryan Gosling,
really?
Christina Aguilera, fucking Britney Spears, and Justin Timberlake, like we're all in there. And
I mean,
just about everybody from that cast from the '90s all went on to be like really famous. So
I mean, that's a serious springboard to
Yeah.
superstardom, I guess.
yeah,
I wish there was
maybe
still a
we
Mickey
we
Mouse
should have
Club.
been on
Yeah.
the Mickey Mouse Club, you know.
I wonder if they would accept my application. If I shaved my beard or something.
You're
just kind of get in there.
34. I could still be.
And, like, hey, I could do. I mean, I'd be the
Hey,
old
Steve
kid on the
Burns
block.
And get one of those time machines in the DeLorean and go back in time and hang out with Britney and
Back
JT.
in
and
time.
all those guys.
I could have been a Mickey Mouse kid, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I watched it.
The
I was into
mystical
it.
Mad Boys.
I was in the
And
club.
Mickey Mouse Club.
I think I got my card in the mail. I was
an awkward
a
time.
card carrying member.
Hi, I'm Matt Boyce, and you're watching Disney.
That was past us.
I'm still doing. I'm
Well,
still
no,
watching.
weren't they doing the paint thing back in the 90s and shit?
No, they weren't.
What?
It was not.
I don't fucking remember though.
Back in our day, we had like shows. Back in my day, they had shows like Bug Juice. Like you'd watch kids go to summer camp, and
Bug Juice? That was on Disney?
yeah, it was on Bug. Yeah, Bug Juice was on Disney, absolutely. And then they had like concerts. They were like exclusively Disney concerts. Like that's where the first time you ever heard of like the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or anything like that. You're like, oh yeah, they're on there.
I can't be the only person who always gets like the Nickelodeon shows of that time and the Disney shows completely mixed
Oh,
together.
yeah.
I couldn't tell you which one's which. But
Well, there was a, I don't, sometimes I don't even remember like half the stuff that was on there. Like there was like, I remember there being one show on Disney like way back in the day, like 95 or something like that. I don't know why I'm obsessed with 95 lately. But anyway, there was a
Windows 95. iPhone 95.
Motorola 95. It was a brick. It flipped open. No, there was a show that was like Alice in Wonderland, and the rabbit was on rollerblades.
Oh my god!
And there was like the queen was black. Yeah, it was.
Wait, that show? Oh, that Disney show that was
Yeah,
like
that-
Alice? Oh
that-
shit!
Yeah, that was a Disney show. It was like a Alice in Wonderland thing, and it was like live action. And yeah, Disney was like on some things back then, man. You know, Nickelodeon was
Back
like,
then?
we'll make Ren and Stimpy and put that out, and Disney's like, we're just gonna make Acid Trip, Alice Wonderland like live action.
A lot of their stuff is weird, man. Like all of those kid movies. Like I mean, you watch like a Snow White.
Kid,
you got the.
kid shit in general. This is crazy.
I mean, and then like those Disney princesses are all like underage and stuff. Like Snow White was supposed to be like 14 years old in that in the original. I mean, who comes up?
I mean,
with
this
that
is
stuff?
like the
It's some-
13th century, so they're like, we gotta get it before you die from dysentery.
That's some wacky
You know,
stuff.
like
Yeah, like they
freaking
were. I mean,
bestiality,
that's
like-
where they decided to stay true to
Hey,
form. You know.
hey, Belle, you should marry this freaking beast.
I mean, he did kind of keep her captive. and
Yeah, he's
stuff.
kind of like, well, you're here now, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Kind
like,
of
so
kept her up there.
What
in
if
that
there was like real to life versions of all the Disney shit where it's like, yeah, like, why is this dog just barking at this chick? And she's just doing
What's
whatever he
it-
tells her.
Oh,
Yeah.
weak.
What was
I mean,
that guy's
because the
name?
Beast was a guy, bro.
We gotta talk about how much of a rapist Gaston was in that
Big
movie.
time.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, if he lived now, he would have got hashtag Me Too
no,
with the
in a
quickness. I mean,
heartbeat.
immediately.
Well, apparently there's like in the parks now. There's like videos of like chicks coming up to like Gaston and like grabbing his ass.
I've seen
and
that,
stuff.
bro. And he like shut it down. He was like, "There's kids here," and I'm like, "That's not a Gaston move." He would have taken her back behind the castle and diddled her or something. I mean, Gaston's not. Yeah, I mean, he's not into. You know what I mean?
even worse.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, he's a diddler, dude. He's
There's
not
a
gonna.
guy-
He's not gonna put up with any of that. I mean,
I'm
he's,
pretty sure
you
the
know,
guy that plays Gaston gets paid like Gaston money. So
I bet he
You know,
does.
he's like
I
goes
bet
to
he
the bar
probably
after
does.
work, just like I'm finally gonna take this chin off. You know?
I want to know what his other ulterior motives were. Like, cause he was like super infatuated with Belle, but like, you know, he could have had any woman in the town he wanted to.
Yeah, and her dad wasn't even that like rich of a guy. He was just like some poor peasant.
You guys are looking at it all wrong, man. You always want what you can't have. So he's like, I can get all these other hoes, but I want that Belle right there. She doesn't
like
want anything to
Slim
do with me.
Pickens
So
for
you
real.
want that.
There had to be
Hey,
some
Belle
slim
really go to the
pickings in the
library
town.
with you.
He's like, she's smart. She reads. She's kind of got her own thing going. Like, I want to get in there and
She
ruin
can do
that,
my
you know what I mean?
taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
She's the only one in this town that can work Microsoft Word.
I mean, that's the only.
Good
that was like
day.
the. That was his only, conquest was getting Belle. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
I mean, everything else too easy.
Yeah, I don't. Those Disney parks, man, like the people that they get to work there, like they have like they always have like these tales behind the scenes, like they can't really talk about, but they do anyway. And it's usually involved like there's tunnels that run underneath the park, and there's all these little things that everybody plays like a different character, and that's why like if you go to one side of the park, there's a Mickey, but then they go into the tunnel and go play in another part or something like that. So they don't, they're just like an underground like world.
Bro, if I ever go to Disneyland or Disney World, I'm gonna try to find one. I mean, they get around a lot faster if you can find those tunnels. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I might go in there and kind of try to get in there and
I heard they're
See
hiding
what I can
Walt
do.
Disney's body, like under the ground, like down there.
There's one of those legends of Disney.
how
He's
sketchy
frozen
is
in
it?
carbonite. No,
Like,
in carbonite.
let's say those tunnels do exist, and like one of us did get up in there. Could you imagine having to try to like avoid Mickey Mouse or like trying to hide from Donald or something like when you're trying to get to the other
what
side?
if it's
of
like
it?
a nightmare zone?
That's some yeah, it sounds sketchy.
The security
chasing
drones
around
are the
and shit.
characters, they're like these the security's just like Donald Duck in the security outfit. Hey, you're just walking down a lonely hallway and you're like, all of a sudden you just hear like these steps and you're like, who's that? And you're like, look around and all of a sudden you hear this. Yeah. Yup.
You hear some duck feet and you hear like
Just go near me.
you're like, oh shit, he's gaining on me. That's sketch.
Come back here.
Oh, we're not gonna hurt you.
There's like a work prison underneath there if you get caught. That's why you never see him again.
That's messed up, man.
Mickey Mouse likes to troll the waters in front of Florida, just picking up Cuban refugees, putting them to work in the damn Disney mines.
Well, like,
I mean, I wouldn't be totally shocked
I wouldn't be
if we go back in time and can remember what Walt Disney was all about. I mean, nothing would really surprise you, right? So he was a known, anti-Semite. So
he was a sympathizer with
which is
Nazis,
crazy. I mean, when you think about it. But,
Well, just like I guess he just wasn't a fan of kosher things.
I mean, they're working hard to obviously make sure that nobody ever thinks,
Well,
thinks about that.
No one really even says it, but the only reason why like Disney's really as big as it is now is because of Pixar.
Right.
When Pixar came back in, not back, they just merged. They started coming out with all their movies, so
I mean, I know Toy Story changed the game.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they had me wondering. I thought, did I leave that toy there? Are these things real?
I
Are they
honestly
getting
thought
scared?
that. I was like, do my toys talk shit about me when I leave?
I thought the same thing. Like,
Brett, what have you been doing in your room?
No, I just said, you like he didn't play with me. I guess he's a fuckhead, You hadn't played with me in 6 years.
I like that you were worried about what they might have thought of your character instead of like,
I'm glad he left.
Brett was
I'm
like,
tired of him playing with himself.
it's like if I gotta see that dude's D one more time, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't sign
rid
up
of
for
us
this.
like 5 years ago. He's 13.
I wish Lego would have never made me. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing this giant dude walking around with his wang hanging out all the time.
Mark's like, those Barney stickers on the wall are crying. What's going on?
It's messed up, bro.
Oh man.
Good
I wonder
grief.
now I figure why he wrote Andy on the bottom of all his toys.
Yeah.
He branded all of them. Yeah, they loved it though.
You ain't leaving.
They were into it. I mean,
While we're on the Disney stuff though, like can we talk about like what happened to Goofy's wife? Like
I didn't know he had a wife. I mean, you're dropping serious knowledge.
what's his kid's name?
Max.
Max. Like so.
Oh, that's true.
Where did Max come from, bro?
Well, I mean, he must have had a chick at one point, and then obviously she got tired of his goofy ass.
You guys remember that
Stuck
TikTok
him with
about
the
about the guy with the goofy puppet? And he was talking about.
What if it was like actually what was that movie that came out in like the late '90s and it had oh damn I can't think of his name. He was
what?
Damn, I can't think of the name.
You're not thinking about Jonathan Taylor Thomas or something, are you?
Well, no, it was like.
That's a grab.
Hey, when I
think
hear
of the
like
actor's
late
name.
~90s, I just think
But
early
was like,
'90s.
he was like kind of mentally retarded, kind of, and he was like a savant, and he used to do the casino and all that stuff, and counting cards. I forget what movie is it.
Rain Man?
Yeah, Rain Man. Jeez.
That's not the late '90s. That's
No.
'80s.
Wait, no, I'm
Yeah.
mixing up. I'm still mixing up people now, actually, because yeah. Well, there was a movie from the late '90s where it was.
Well,
a
there was
guy-
21.
He was.
that was
he
in
was
the
kind of mentally
2000s.
retarded or something.
Yeah, that's pretty. That was almost not.
And
recent.
he like
2000.
he slept with a prostitute. The prostitute got pregnant. And
Well, that was Sam and I.
Ah,
That's
yeah.
what that's what the same
That
guy.
movie.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that was about what's her name? The chick that was in the movie with Tom Cruise with the End of the World. You know that one he did? War of the Worlds. Remember War of the Worlds? That blonde chick, his little daughter in that.
Yeah.
Well, she was a little girl in that movie with that Sam and me or I, whatever it is, about her dad being mentally retarded. Yeah, I think who was the actor that played him? Really? I just forget his name.
I can't think of his name either. Dustin Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah. Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I was like, shit, what is his name?
Yeah, well, Dustin Hoffman, I think he got like an Academy Award for it or something, or an Emmy or something. But
He's killer, man. I feel like he's kind of underrated.
yeah,
You know, like,
well, that's not really even a Disney movie though. That was a But I don't know. I was thinking about what you're talking about with Goofy's wife. I think there was like he's kind of just like either she's like I'm just tired of your goofy shit and just left, or she died or something, or she was Clarabelle the cow. Or
I mean, he's so goofy that he could have made a mistake and like crashed the car and killed her or something. We don't know. I mean, he was like, well, gosh. I mean, I didn't mean to do that. You know?
My Sam and I
That's
theory.
messed up.
Yeah.
That, like maybe he just kind of like.
Are you just insisting that Goofy screwed a prostitute? I just had to get it in, Maxie.
That's messed up, bro. So you're saying that Max is a freaking bastard prostitute kid, like a hooker child?
I mean, we don't.
He
know,
seems
we
like a
don't know
pretty
where he
sharp.
came
I mean, he
from.
seems like a sharp
Hey,
kid. I
feel
mean,
like,
He's
you
like,
know,
hey, Dad, where's Mom?
yeah, he's already kind of taking care of his dad. You know, his dad's pretty much a
Maxie,
burden to him. So
your dad just knows how to hook.
yuck, 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 yuck. He's smashing hot dogs and just freaking, you know, like stepping on
You guys remember that
weird like guys.
the viral videos about owing Goofy money? He's like, Damien, where's my money? These are my stomping boots. It's the it's craziest thing like on YouTube. It was like a whole thing he said with a Goofy puppet, where he's like talking threatening his roommate Damien if he doesn't give him the money,
He's like, well, gosh, Damien, I'm gonna hit you with this oversized mallet or whatever. He's smacking dude around.
Like
with
he's
the,
playing Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna give you one of those. One of those. Give me one of those. It's crazy how you hear yourself do a Goofy accent. You're like, I kind of sound like that a little bit.
A little bit. I think we all have a little bit of it.
A little bit of Goofy.
Well, gosh, I can only try to do it with a gosh.
I love how my favorite skit with Goofy was that stupid cartoon where they were him and Donald and Mickey Mouse were like climbing a mountain in an old school like freaking pop camper, and like he just leaves the steering wheel and goes eats breakfast like nothing's going on, and they're like, oh, I wonder why we're falling off this cliff. He's like, oh, I guess you're back here eating breakfast. I can't miss out on the waffles.
That's probably how his wife died. They're going up a hill, and he just was like, you know what? I got to go get some hot dogs in at 9 a.m.
Years went by, and Goofy's just sounding like, I need to pass on my Disney magic.
So wait, thinking about that, so Goofy's a dog, right?
Yeah. Pluto's
So what about
That's weird. Yeah, I've never understood that. But
Well, maybe he's a different kind of dog.
yeah, he's a different breed or something. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Those racist Disney mofos. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
Maybe they're holding them back. Maybe Pluto's being held back. Maybe they're like, you're going to be on all fours. You're a pet, boy. You know what I mean? That's messed up, bro. Yeah. Pluto's maybe just being mistreated. Like Mickey Mouse, kind of a tiger.
You know what? Also, this is like him and Goofy never had like girlfriends.
Yeah.
Everybody else got a girlfriend except for Goofy.
Well, Goofy did have Clarabelle, though, the cow.
Yeah.
And they're kind of sweet on each other, I think. I mean, they went to a dance or two. And, I'm serious. And Goofy,
Clarabelle just waiting for the day that he proposes, and he never does.
Well, I mean, Goofy went on. There was a whole episode Goofy trying to find his good boots so he could go and go to the dance with her. And I mean, so.
You know where these boots came from, Damien? From Clara the cow.
He was like. He's like, oh, Toodles, well, gosh, there's my boots, but they're stinky. I remember the episode. And, but yeah.
What you been doing in those boots, man?
Oh, man. I mean, he's probably up to some goofy shit.
I've been spreading propaganda.
Spreading propaganda make your boots stink?
This Hitler guy's on the mark.
He's not so bad. Har, 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 har. That's pretty fucked up.
This is the reason why Goofy falls off cliffs all the time. Woo-wee.
Yeah, I mean, he's durable. I'll give him that, too,
Yeah. So why does Disney like ducks, too? Like, there's so many different ducks, dude.
There is a lot of ducks.
There's a lot of ducks.
They saw the cash cow of Scrooge McDuck and Donald Duck. They're like, oh, we're going to be making movies
like,
for quite a while.
I want to know why Donald's got to rock that, like, little sailor suit.
Well,
Pretty much
in
all the time.
DuckTales, they explained the way that he just joined the Navy.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
He just happens to be joining the Navy.
But I was DuckTales, and then, what was the show of the superhero duck? Dang it, everybody watched it when we were kids.
You talking about? Excuse me.
You good?
Yeah. Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck, yeah. It's not even the same universe, though, apparently.
Yeah, it is.
No,
Because Gizmo Duck appeared on.
different.
But Gizmo Duck appeared on an episode.
Of DuckTales?
No, of Darkwing Duck. Or no, it was Darkwing Duck appeared on an episode. Why do I remember this? Anyway, yeah, they're similar universes.
Who's your favorite duck, man? I mean, I'm a Scrooge guy. I'm a Scrooge McDuck
Are we
guy.
talking Disney universe? Or are we
He's
talking
diving up into the coins and doing his thing.
Because if we're talking like all-time ducks, then I don't know. Donald's pretty boss.
What about a Daffy? You're hating on Daffy because he's a dark
That dude
duck?
used to piss me off all the time, dude. I'd be like, he's like, it's rabbit season, it's duck season. I'm like, dude, come on.
Or actually, Howard's pretty cool.
Howard the Duck. Yeah, he tried to fuck that chick from Back to the Future. What's her name? She played his girlfriend in Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, she was pretty gorgeous.
Yeah,
She was also in.
No, it wasn't her girlfriend. It was his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the mom.
Yeah, it was his mom.
That's a weird deal.
Yeah,
Or is, like, I mean, that we need to talk about that.
Back to the
Like,
Future.
whoever wrote that, they were like, you know what we'll do, and his mom will have a crush on him or whatever, and he'll have to try to avoid fucking his
Well,
mom.
he doesn't know. I mean, she doesn't know. I mean,
Well,
like,
still, yeah, that's. I mean,
that's why he spent the whole movie trying to avoid her. He's like, you should get with my boy George here, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he had a wingman as dad. I mean, let's talk about how awkward that is. He
Yeah.
wingman his dad, went up there and played some guitar. I mean,
he pretty much stole freaking Johnny Be Good, you know.
yeah, stole
Like
it.
I remember being a kid and be like, yeah, that song was on Back to the Future. Like, actually, my boy, you know, it's from another guy. What's his name?
I can't think of his name right now.
Dude, my
Johnny Be Good. What is
he was
It was the.
he was on that, you know, because he explained his origin stories on his origin story on that movie with Leonard Chess, Cadillac Records, you know. So
It's not. No, not. I was thinking it was Charlie Pride. It's not Charlie.
you know
Pride. Who
what's
is
his
that?
name? Who played him in the movie? I know it was. Was
I guess
it
we have
Pharrell? No, it wasn't Pharrell. It was somebody else.
That's Chuck Berry. Man.
Chuck Berry, yeah.
Chuck Berry.
Well, remember he was
Because that's what he calls him at the movie. He says,
this is your
"Hey
cousin.
Chuck, yeah, it's your cousin Larry.
Yeah.
You know that new sound you've been wanting to hear, or whatever. Well, listen to this." He puts him over huge, and then there you go. So apparently he has Marty to thank for that big hit, which I feel like that's kind of degrading, though.
Well,
I mean, it's kind
it
of
totally
come on,
is.
bro,
I mean, it's
yeah.
more like it just pretty much glosses over Chuck Berry. Like,
Yeah, I mean Chuck Berry.
it didn't even introduce
musical
Chuck Berry to a
genius.
new generation. We just all thought as kids, it's like, well, that's the song from Back to the Future, you know?
Yeah, it's like good thing Marty taught him that, you know, so he could have that big hit.
Yeah.
What's up, Doc?
Yeah.
Hey, Marty, we gotta go back in time and try not to bang your mom.
What do you mean? Well,
Hey, listen, Marty. I don't know how to tell you this, but your mom's she's a real horn dog, man. You're gonna have to try to avoid me. She's got some.
She's gonna try to sneak you in the car. Marty, don't do it.
She's gonna try to get after that. You know,
yeah,
so
dude,
you're gonna
like,
have to
his
really-
mom was like the biggest like horn dog like I've ever seen. I'm like, this woman's aggressive.
I mean, she's
They wanted her to play it good.
she's coming after it. I mean, and then once he put George on her, I mean,
Yeah.
she didn't have any problem with that. She was like, you know what?
Little
Wherever
Earth Angel
I can
playing.
get it, I'm gonna get it. I mean, did
He
you
was
see him?
like George's a little passive dude too. He was just
Well, hey man, but after he knocked out Biff, that's
Yeah.
where it got serious right there. He knocked out Biff, and she was like, maybe he does got a little Marty up in him. You know what I mean?
Well,
or maybe Marty got a
actually-
little bit of George up in him.
Yeah, he knocked him out.
Truth
and
be told, truth comes out.
Then the truth comes out.
Truth comes out.
Well, at the end of the movie, it shows where like this other guy's like, hey, come dance with me, and he's grabbing her. She's like, let go of me, and I'm like, what's going on? How many people got to knock out?
that was a perfect.
It's
was
getting
super
serious.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a hot commodity because all the dudes knew she was good to go. You know what I mean? She was down the front. She was definitely DTF before DTF was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Lorraine, I don't know how to tell you this, but half the class thinks you're a whore. You know?
Half the class might have found out. You know what I mean?
They
Half the-
fucked around and
Truth
found
comes
out.
out.
I mean, what's funny is Doc didn't tell Marty, but maybe that's why they were so close. Maybe
Well,
Doc
it's
had,
just crazy to me that he's like, oh, I went through all throughout time exploring stuff, and I'm like,
He was exploring that.
yeah.
exploring that.
You know, what I want to know is how is Doc able to secure freaking Russian grade plutonium to run his time machine?
He's a sketchy dude, man.
You know,
He's
like,
sketchy. I mean, when you really get down to it,
would he running drugs to 1955 or something?
probably.
He's like a drug mule, you know. He just here's some new pot from like 3007. This will make you see another dimension, you know.
See, that's like the new. That's the way they're gonna move drugs in the future, bro. They'll just go
Time
back in
drugs.
time.
It's like, well, Mr. Sanchez, we stopped you at the border with 3,000 pounds of weed, and they look around and turn back, it's all gone. Fucking time bandits stealing me. For what now?
Yeah, 2077.
Doc comes back with that year 3000 weed, puts you in the upside down on all the Stranger Things. You take a hit of it and you're fighting fucking demogorgons and shit. Be like, damn, Doc, I didn't expect that.
This is a 3 billion milligram star of death. You rub the slight corner of it on your kneecap and you're high for 6 weeks.
Just wake up and you don't have a job. your house has been foreclosed upon. You're just like out in the ditch.
We had to pick you up and set you out here.
You're like, I don't really know what happened.
They
But
didn't even take me to the hospital.
I need to find. I gotta find Doc, man. I need to sleep on his couch.
Sorry, I broke your.
Instead of leaving his girlfriend on the dumpster, he was just left him on the dumpster.
You ever think it's the reason why he's like did all that? It all started out like messed up with time and stuff. But was it because he had to escape the Russians, or more or less he set this elaborate ruse up because Marty went in there and broke his amplifier?
Dude, you know something. I mean,
I'm gonna make it where you have to fuck your mom.
I don't know about you guys.
Like it was all a big ploy to try to get him to bang his mom. Yeah.
Because it's just like a revenge tactic. Like, yeah, this is plutonium from some Russians. You better get in the time machine, Marty.
Yeah, he's like, I got some shit planned for Marty that he doesn't even realize, man. I'm sending him back in time to his mom, to his horn dog mom. Things are gonna get real weird real fast for him.
Yeah.
I love that. I like that. That's a good
This is like a revenge
take on
plot scenario. You know?
Yeah.
Well, you know what's also funny in the first one when he went to the future, he was looking at that cafe, like that 1980s cafe he stopped at, like at the at the counter, he just wants a Pepsi or what did he say? He wanted a Pepsi free or something like that.
Pepsi free.
Yeah, something like that. It was like it was like before Tab. Or not before Tab, it was, like some kind of, when diet drinks were popular in the 80s. But after he orders it, he goes that shootout game with those kids standing there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the one little boy with the green hat on was actually Elijah Wood.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Elijah getting work already, man.
He was doing
That's
it, man.
crazy. How about that?
Yeah, it was
I'm
some
gonna have to
random.
look that up. I really need to watch those movies again. Those are classic movies, man. I mean, truly.
Really, if you've seen the third one once, you're good. I mean,
is that the one with the train and all the
the wake up juice?
Dude,
Yeah, that's
bum.
kind of controversial for me because I really don't like it.
It's pretty
Like
bum.
it was like,
I don't know about you, but I would like to go back in time and hang out with Mary Steenburgen.
well, you
bet
could go
you
hang
would,
out with
man.
her now.
I'd rather
She's
hang out
still
with
alive.
Mary Steenburgen
Yeah.
back in time than
know,
Marty's mom.
Everybody keeps talking. Everybody keeps talking about
That old
yeah.
cougar there, Mary Steenburgen. If you ever come
Yeah.
back to Arkansas soon,
Yeah.
Ted, it's cool. It's cool, Ted. No, I'm joking.
He's trying to show Mary Steenburgen why they call him Big Mark. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh.
I'm just joking, guys.
Trying to
I love
get
both of
weird
you.
on her.
Yeah, that's what the big thing is. Like, here in this state, everybody's like, anytime we have a celebrity, we attach ourselves to it. We're like, but Neo's from here, you know that? He's still doing things, But that,
childhood
like Mary
boyhood
Steenburgen,
home.
and yeah.
Oh,
Did
Bill
you say?
Clinton.
Did you say Neo? Neo's from Arkansas?
Yeah,
he is.
the R&B artist.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's- yeah.
last I'd heard from him, he was so sick of love songs.
Yeah.
They had been beating him down for
Yeah.
a while, and he was tired of that.
He was ready to go on that one. No, there's also a guy from New York that plays, or he lives here.
Who's that?
He plays for the New York, the Bills or something. No, he plays for an NBA team in New York.
We're not talking about the baseball player, are we? The kid that plays for the he plays for the Red Sox. I'm thinking about
This is a
Benintendi.
basketball team. What was his name?
Benintendi.
Dude, he's from here. He
What
has
about
a house here.
what about all of our favorite Arkansas-based celeb, or at least mine? You guys know who I'm talking about?
You can't include yourself.
He's a bad Santa. He's a dirty Santa.
Oh, Billy Bob.
Oh,
yeah, that's
Billy
another
Bob.
one. Everybody throws their
Hey,
their
I
hat in
love
that.
old Billy Bob.
Yeah,
Come
everybody
on.
throws their hat in his corner. Like, yeah, Billy Brown Thornton's from here. Like every day, in my job, I do a lot of quote unquote deliveries of things. And every time we pass by Benton, it's like, yeah, see that restaurant right there? That's where Sling Blade was filmed right there with the restaurant scene.
I don't get to say this very often, but Mark, mine's a lot bigger than yours, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Big Mark?
Yeah.
Y'all need to get on my hydration level.
Well,
You guys are
I've
y'all are
already
probably
drank,
dehydrated over there.
15 of these today.
Yeah.
So
if you stack them in the end, he still beats you.
2 gallons a day. Bro. 2 gallons a day.
Yeah.
You guys are wasting a lot of plastic. Y'all need to start
He's
recycling.
just trying to be the water champ,
I'm trying to be the water champ.
Yeah, man.
I ain't good at
But-
much. But I'm good at drinking that water,
good at
that
drinking
high
that
quality
water.
H2O.
Matt's better at guzzling.
Oh, okay.
Ric Flair went, "Boy."
That's hurtful.
Yeah, you guys remember that song that came out, the Ric Flair drip? You know,
Oh, I love the Ric Flair drip.
it was a little
I
banger,
actually,
but-
being in wrestling and all that stuff, I got to experience Ric Flair and all of his Nature Boy Ric Flair goodness. Did WrestleMania in 2010, and we were there for like a week, and I didn't wrestle, of course, or anything, but I came out with Triple H for his entrance. And
I'm just happy to be here.
I was just happy to be. I was just happy to be there, and it was actually kind of taxing. It was kind of wild, but we're sitting in this little hotel sort of like bar, like not a fancy bar, but like an open area in the hotel, and we're sitting at this bar, and I'm sitting beside Jerry the King Lawler, and just a name drop, but we're like there was a bunch of us there. My manager at the time, Burt Prentice, we're all sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear, that's been tough, but
Rest in peace, Bert.
Bertie P, man, we all love you and definitely miss you, but a lot of great memories, and this one's one of my favorites. But we're sitting there, and I hear a woo, like a hard woo, and I go, damn, that sounds like Ric Flair. Like, it really sounds like, and I mean, because I know a Ric Flair woo, like, growing up my whole life, I mean, I'm hearing these things. So, but I hear another woo, and I look over at Jerry, and I go, Jerry, those woos, like, I think that's Ric Flair. And he's like, shut up, dude. Like, literally everybody's wooing. Like, that's what these wrestling fans do or whatever. So, but I'm starting to feel like I know that woo.
His woo's up to 9,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Ric Flair level Nature Boy woo. So then I hear a
No,
woo.
we do it like,
It's getting,
like
it
a-
was like a scary movie. Like the woos were getting closer. Like, so, and I'm like, what is happening? Like,
The
what's
Ric
about to
Flair
happen?
Jason. Woo!
Yeah, so woo, like, and I mean, it's getting loud, and then all of a sudden, bro, he comes busting into the little bar area, shit-faced, hammered. I mean, next level, like, just falling out of his clothes, just getting crazy, doing his little strut, and he jumped up on the bar, like this little bar area with like martinis and beer bottles and shit. He started strutting down the bar, and he was kicking people's shit over, like kicking their drinks off the bar, and just woo. And then they grabbed him and kicked him out, like, so they just moved him right out of there. So 2 days later, we do SmackDown in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is like, that's Ric Flair country. That's like where he's from and where he got like the most fame and stuff. So we walk into the
Darius
little
Rucker
area.
was there,
What is it?
Darius Rucker was there.
But we walk in. I walk in to SmackDown, and I see like this little meek-looking old man just sitting on this like crate area. He's just sitting on one of the little like boxes that they roll in.
Yeah.
And I realize it's Ric Flair, and like he ain't looking too Nature Boy. He's just looking like a little grandpa or something. So I walk over to him, and I'm like, oh, Mr. Flair, I wanted to introduce myself, and we talk for a second. He's real nice, and then but like I had this like gnawing feeling on the inside where I wanted to say, hey, I saw you 2 days ago when you got kicked out of that bar acting like a fucking lunatic or whatever, kicking people's shit over. Like, it was next level. And then just the icing on the cake for me, and this is one of my favorite parts maybe of the story, is we're in catering, and like our paths cross again, and there's a bathroom in catering, and he passes me on his way to the bathroom. Just a few minutes later, like I end up kind of going back that direction, and I go into the bathroom, and bro, the worst smelling, horrible, fecal matter of shit I've ever smelled of all time, bro. And it was a Ric Flair Duke. Just stunk out the whole area, bro. So not many people get to say they inhaled a Ric Flair Duke with that Ric Flair drip. That might have been where they got that idea. They said, this Ric Flair Duke is making the fucking paint drip in this room. And that's the Ric Flair drip right there.
Man, the varnish on his Foot Locker is not looking very good.
Yeah, I'm sure Ric Flair would really appreciate that we told that story. But when you have a Ric Flair Nature Boy experience, you got to share that with everybody.
Well, maybe that's the reason why he was like sitting there on those crates braid's feeling bad, because his insides were rotten.
He might have had the bubble guts from 2
He's
days
got the-
before, yeah.
He's got the rotten Candyman guts,
I mean, they say that. I don't know how he's still going, dude. Like 4 ex-wives and millions of dollars in alimony, and the first guy at the bar and the last guy to leave, and then the first guy at the gym the next day. I don't know how
He's got to keep up
still
style and
rolling.
profiling, bro.
Well, I mean, those Gator shoes are expensive.
Wasn't there a story?
He can't help it, Mark. He can't help it.
I'm trying to think about the time that they had like a layover story. Well, there's a story about all these wrestlers were coming back from Japan or something.
Right.
You remember this? Like that declassified thing they were talking about where like it was a bunch of the popular wrestlers back in the day and you even had Ric Flair on the flight.
Like when they call it the flight from hell or something?
Yeah,
I
where
know
it
what
had
you're
all
talking
those
about.
wrestlers were getting drunk and Kurt Angle was going around like acting like a jackass.
Like trying to wrestle folks or something?
Yeah, no, he was like going around like nut shotting and then like doing and he was a prankster on the flight, and then like there was some wrestlers that got drunk and like Gold Dust was like getting all fucked up, and he was like singing the whole time. Everybody had to tell him to shut up.
Dustin Rhodes, man.
And Ric Flair was on. I was gonna tell you, Ric Flair was on there, and apparently he was getting so loaded he went back to the area where the ladies hang out, the stewardess.
Of course,
and
yeah.
he like pulled his dick out, like he was completely naked under the robe.
Hey, they don't call him the Nature Boy for nothing, man.
It was like they said it was the most awkward instance in their life. So, and they're like everybody was getting trashed on the plane.
I 100% believe that. I mean, it's the wrestling business is a debauchery based sort of business. I mean, if you're not willing to get down and party a little bit,
but yeah, it was like they couldn't land. I think because it was too stormy or something.
Just kept them up in the air,
and they
getting crazy.
Yeah, until they finally left Japan or Tokyo. I don't know where the hell it was.
I bet there wasn't any little bottles of liquor left on that plane. I can guarantee
there was
that.
nary a Jack Daniels bottle left.
Goodness gracious, man! I mean, wrestling is definitely it's sort of a rock star existence. Like you got to be ready and willing and able to go and get crunked out. I mean, I know myself. I got kicked out of a few bars. I woke up still hammered with alcohol poisoning and carrying
You
milk
got
out of the way.
alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
No, not only just that, but they let you behind the bar.
Yeah, I got to bartend that night.
You
Yeah,
were
that's
so
my-
messed up that they let you bartend.
That's the last memory that I have of the night was I went behind the bar and tried to do like a Tom Cruise to like one of their best customers, and I gave him a beer and he didn't tip me, and I said, "And get the fuck out of here!" I tried to kick him out, and then I woke up the next day and just completely hammered and had taken a piss on the desk in the hotel. So I jumped in the shower, come out, and I try to walk out on the balcony, but I mean I'm still like drunk like you would be like the night before, like the same level of like boozed up. And I walk out on the balcony.
Went through your liver yet?
There was a, I don't know if it, I mean, it might have taken like a year for it to all pass, but I walk out on the balcony and this lady is yelling at me in like a different language, like an Indian woman is shouting at me in a different language. And apparently I had busted into the room next to ours and did like a flying like headbutt on the bed and broke the bed frame. So Bert had to pay like
so was this like a Chris Benoit headbutt?
It was, yeah, it was I mean, I don't know if you could say that, but yeah, it was like a flying.
Well, I mean, as long as you're not like strangling people.
Yeah, it was a flying like trying to kill my family like Chris Benoit style.
You can call it a very
headbutt.
Wavian headbutt.
And I had like 2 massive bruises on my shins where I had shinned the, just knocked the holy hell out of the bed frame with my shins and dieseled myself. But went to the hospital in Marion, Illinois, and they pumped me full of stuff and gave me like IVs or whatever. And then I wrestled 2 hours later at a baseball stadium, and ended up getting clotheslined so hard that I bit through my tongue and like swallowed pieces of tongue and teeth. And I cried on the way home. Like literally, like I was on the way home from Carrier Mills. It was a 6-hour drive, and I just like remember crying and eating popsicles and feeling sorry for myself. And I thought, well, this is not like, maybe I need to get out of the business or something, but I just kept doing it.
You're just driving the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme is playing.
I definitely, that was an eye-opening experience where, I started to scale back a little bit after that, and try to not get so belligerent.
Yeah, he told us like right after, like, I'm never drinking again. Then 6 months later, you're like, I'm drinking again.
Like, what's great about it though is like since I had the alcohol poisoning, I can get drunk on like 2 or 3 beers still to this day. Like if I drink 2 or 3 beers, I'm a very cheap date and cheap drunk at this point.
Yeah, I wish I was like
So,
that.
Yeah. Just destroy yourself to the point where your body's like, oh, you can't do any of that. Like my body just rejects that shit.
And take it to the limit. Take it to the limit.
Take it to
Actually,
the limit.
isn't it Push It to the Limit?
Or push it to the limit. Yeah.
Oh, I was
Take it to
thinking
the-
about the
No, take it to the
country
limit.
song.
That's the Eagles song. Yeah.
Yeah, the Eagles song. I guess that's
Take
the
Push it to the limit. Yeah, but
I want to film a random montage for no reason.
to that song.
yeah, but
That is a
That's
good
already been
montage.
done. It was in Scarface and probably a couple others. Like movies,
there was
but-
montages everywhere, man. That was just like that was just the thing to do. Like Karate Kid had montages, him working out and hitting that wooden post.
Like there should be montages for no apparent reason. Just like, I'm super constipated today. Like, how am I gonna poop? Oh, we can help you poop. This is how you're gonna do it. And it's like a montage.
Montage. Drinking a lot of water and
He's like chugging waters. He's drinking Pepto. And then, like,
Getting like-
actually Pepto is not good for that.
Loading up on Miralax.
Well, yeah, Miralax is
Oh,
good for
yeah.
that, but Pepto, what it does is it's an anti-diarrheal, so it'll like turn your organs to like
Dries everything up.
yeah, it's not good for you.
That's not good. Yeah.
No.
I mean, if you're trying to keep it
I mean,
moving,
the
that's
best
not-
thing you could do for yourself is go on a walk and drink like, I don't know, mineral oil and water.
See, this is what's great about this podcast, guys.
It's informative.
Our audience, the people that have tuned into this, they're never going to expect to get this sort of amazing doctoral,
yeah, we have a lot of
doctoral
information.
advice from old Brett Toast over. That's why he's the fresh maker, guys. Because I mean, he knows he can make any situation better, even if you're constipated. Just go for a walk, drink some water, listen to old Dr. Brett Toast over here. He knows what he's talking about.
Like Dr.
Dr.
Oz.
Toast will see you now.
I don't want to be associated with Dr. Oz. Thank
No,
very
you do
much.
not want to be associated with
He's
Dr.
like,
Oz.
drink this juice.
That guy looks like a bird. He looks like an owl. He looks like an owl. That's what Larry King. He looks like an owl.
Remember that?
Larry King.
Remember that? I still
100%.
I still remember that interview he did with Tom Segura. He's talking about chocolate souffle. He's trying to say chocolate souffle.
He's like, shut
Yeah, we have a similar friend. He's like, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, Marky Mark.
Yeah,
Who
and
would've
Tom
thought that?
Segura's just sitting there like eating this up. It's like because it's during the time that Larry King was like, I'm at the end of this.
Bro, I would have loved to have seen like a buddy cop movie with Marky Mark and Larry King. What a wacky, what a great duo.
Replace Will Ferrell and the other guys.
Oh,
And then Larry
absolutely.
King.
I'm there for that. I would love that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah, like speaking of that movie, like the beginning of the movie when The Rock and fucking Samuel L. Jackson are like killer badass cops and like just jump off the fucking building.
Oh, you talking to the other guys? Yeah.
They
starting
just,
to,
they just kill themselves.
They were starting to believe their gimmick too much,
know what's
man. You
funny?
don't want to live that. You don't want to live that gimmick.
I got hella shit for that fucking movie because at the time I had that Prius. That white Prius.
Thanks
I
for
had.
the F Shack, love
Yeah,
Dirty
the-
Mike and the boys.
Yeah, like
That's amazing.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I can get the.
I'm gonna put some D's and some V's, and
Yeah.
some LWs. What's an LW? Oh, lower leg wounds. That's in the deleted scenes. You know, watch that shit.
I mean, Brett, you got the last laugh though, because you were getting that, like 100 miles to the gallon or whatever. That would really help these days. That would be nice.
Yeah, I got.
It's like, Brett, you're not getting any pussy. Yeah, well, I'm saving.
Well, I'm
you,
driving
the
around in a
universe.
tampon though.
And I'm getting 100 miles a gallon, so fuck you.
I'm getting. Well, what I really want is actually, a Tesla Plaid. Those things are pretty
man.
fucking awesome.
Absolutely.
I mean,
They got no brakes.
yeah, they got no brakes, and they're made of plastic. But
Brakes.
it's a nice
they-
looking
they-
sports car for a guy that doesn't want to pay that sports car gas. Don't want to pay that sports car gas.
But you're paying that.
Paying that sports car
that
gas
asshole
is-
money though. The 150 grand. 150 grand.
I mean, if I had to obtain it, like the proper way, I mean, we wouldn't be having this discussion. I mean, if someone's like Mr. Beast wants to drop a Tesla Plaid this way, I'll be happy to take it.
ring. Hey, Brett, I heard you were trying to, do something a little strange for a
hold
piece
you-
of change.
Guys,
I heard you wanted to gobble some beast burgers.
I don't know.
No.
I tried that. I actually tried.
No.
that. Yeah, I tried those. I tried the Beast Burger. Yeah, he's right. That's not that good. He's like, it's made by who? Would you say makes it?
Spoiler, guys. It's just a fucking front. It's like on the border.
It's a pop-up.
Oh.
Yeah,
They
it's a
sent the
virtual
recipe
store.
to make it. Yeah, it's. Well, I kind of wanted to check out one of those movies pop-ups, but they never came here. For the Clerks, if people know, what the Clerk movies are. But Movies is the restaurant in Clerks, and they had pop-ups that popped up everywhere but here because this is Arkansas, and we don't get shit. We get like the biggest thing we get is like JoJo Siwa, and that's it. And she's like on the, speaking of a person, like JoJo Siwa is the only person who's like the literal, like the female interpretation of P. Herman, in my opinion.
Or just the happy smiley
gosh.
face.
Well, no, she's like freaking. She's like an adult now, and she's like, okay, we get it. You're selling stuff to kids, but you're walking around nowadays like, yeah, that's my thing, hair bows and dressing like I'm 5.
I kind of feel like JoJo Siwa, like, she does a really good job of kind of representing every single faction of pop culture life now. You know what I mean? Like, she's got a little bit of I'm selling stuff to little kids, and then a little bit of LBGTQ, and rocking all that stuff, and so she's kind of she's found a niche where she's kind of satisfying
She's
all
like
needs.
the living Lisa Frank, dude.
Yeah.
Like this. If you're from our generation, you know who Lisa Frank is, man. Every girl I ever knew had the dolphin folder.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How when you said every girl I ever knew, it made me think of some old 80s weird movie. Yeah, every girl I ever knew.
Yeah, you don't want everyone. That's your own hell. One day you're just you're gonna be put in a room with every girl you ever knew. I'm like, this is gonna be awkward.
You could go so many different ways with that. Every girl I
It's like
ever
a
knew.
Twilight Zone episode. Every girl you ever knew. It's that one lady from the bus station I didn't like that much. Yeah,
How many every girl I ever knew could there be?
Big Mark couldn't fit every girl he ever knew on 3 buses, man. I mean, so what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna put all of them, Mark? You gonna rent out Trump Towers or something? Where are you gonna put them? Where are you putting them all?
He's renting arenas out and he's going to every state.
Yeah, it's Mark's selling out Verizon Arena or Simmons Bank Arena down there, man, with every
Is
woman
it
he ever
Simmons
knew.
Bank Arena now? Yeah.
I don't want to see Mark get strung up either, so we don't need that. We don't need to have every woman
It's every
Mark's ever
girl
known.
I ever knew. Oh no, it's a mob. They're throwing
Definitely a mob.
garbage at him. No, it's not every girl.
100% a mob.
It's a flash mob, but fuck you.
I mean, Mark should have listened to Michael Jackson and not went around breaking young girls' hearts, man. I mean, he was pretty clear about that. I felt like so, but nope.
We've all done some things we aren't proud of, man.
That is true.
We've all done some things. So
Hey, I'm a good boy, man.
you're a good boy.
I'm a good man.
You just told us how you got alcohol poisoning. How are you a good boy?
Hey, I mean, I was doing debaucherous things to my own body, not to others. You know what I mean? Not that Mark was doing debaucherous things to anybody. Not that Mark was doing anything illegal. I definitely don't want to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, because here at Boyce Law Firm, we care about all of our clients like the family.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But nah, man, we yeah, that intro there, guys, that was gold, man. We never, maybe come out with a family
I'm
bathroom
gonna
album.
email Peaches and be like, hey, you should come do a fucking set for our show.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, get Peaches up in here, man.
I saw her in Chicago at Ride Fest one year, and she fucking put on a crazy ass show.
Big
she's
Mark's
pretty legit.
Big Mark's smitten. I can tell now.
Smitten like a kitten.
He's like, hey Peaches, why don't you come over and
Nah.
Come on over, Peaches.
Come on over.
We can deglaze.
I can add you to the bus. You know what I mean? Of all my many women that I've encountered in my day. Encountered, Mark? Was that fair?
Watch you herd them onto the bus for them to just roll over him. With
I guess
the
maybe
bus.
then I'd be sucking on her titties.
Like you wanted her, calling her all the time. Hey, she doesn't. She doesn't want you calling her all the time, Mark.
No.
I mean, you're kind of being a little bit too aggressive.
Bro, you can't just go
she's just
sucking
trying to
on
have
titties
some
without
fun,
consent,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
You gotta have that consent, bro. You gotta have it. You know.
You don't have to be calling her all the time. I mean, she's she's got other stuff, dude. She's in the club and she's living her life, and she
And you're always
She's
I
gonna-
figured she wanted to fuck the painting.
she's gonna put that on mute, bro. She's in the club with Beyonce and.
Yeah.
What is that song? That terrible song. I'm trying to think of that
What
terrible
song?
song where it's like Lady Gaga maybe and Beyonce and they're in the club and they don't care about no man. You know what I mean? I don't know. I digress. I don't know.
90s and 2000s R&B.
I'm losing
Well, I was
it.
in the 2000s because Lady Gaga was like 2000. So
From the 99 to the 2000s.
I mean, it's a curse to even remember that song, but
yeah.
I can hear it in my head, but I don't know how to verbalize it.
You know, to
Until
this
you
day, it's funny because like when I was a child, I was like we had just like random cassette tapes just around, and that's how I figured out who Criss Cross was with these random cassette tapes. We actually had a cassette tape for Criss Cross
Bro.
with Wiggity Wiggity Whack on there, man.
Oh, dude. That's wiggity wiggity
And I was
whack, bro.
reading like the little booklet in there because when you're little, you're like, I want to know all about it. So I open the thing and they're like, I'm like, why are they wearing their clothes backwards? I'm like, I don't know, it's a gimmick, I guess,
Oh, bro, it is a gimmick. Everything's a gimmick.
You wear it back. I mean, I guess if you're cool if you know.
I want to know how they took a piss. Like, I mean, just like,
It was like full frontal. The jeans just went down to the floor,
like a little kid that's
Yeah.
learning how to take a piss. Yeah. So you
undies and jeans.
you
just on
walk
the
in
ground.
there-
Bro, that's wiggity wiggity wiggity.
Yeah, you walk into the gas station and the dude's just standing there with his whole ass out.
You're like, oh, you learned how to pee out in the woods, huh?
You're like, sir, you're heavily intoxicated or something. Like, I mean, that's wiggity wiggity whack, bro. Like, you gotta.
Like
pants are-
Alexander
hey, your
from
pants
freaking
are on
Letterkenny.
backwards.
Have you ever seen that episode where they're at the bar and like Alexander comes in there and he's like, "Oh, this is where the big dicks pee," or whatever. it's like our dicks are big. And yours is like a mushroom in a cornfield. Mind your business, Alexander.
That's a good show.
Yeah, great show.
Good
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, man, it's that.
Take a shot of my.
Did you guys know that Cops is back?
Like cops came back?
Yeah, they're bringing back Cops, or they've already brought it back. I'm not too sure, but I saw an advert about it. Like, yeah, we're bringing Cops back. I'm like, ratings must be low.
Seems like a bad idea in a way, doesn't it? Yeah, with everything going on. Does anyone else think that the Cops theme song is like that's the weirdest choice in television
Yeah, it's
history?
like some weird reggae.
Like
let's
what?
put
Who?
this.
Literally, how? Who?
So are the bad boys the cops? Or the bad, boys?
bad boys. What you gonna do?
It's pretty bad when you got somebody.
That is true, Mark.
Speaking of.
Well, no, they're the bad. The bad boys are the people that the cops are coming after.
Well,
the song's
it's
pretty
crazy
clear, actually,
because
when you break it down.
I actually got
What
somebody
you
that
gonna
I
do?
know.
They come for you. So yeah,
I actually got a story about somebody that's like related to my family.
No.
Back on the original Cops in the 90s, there was an episode. Well, they put it in the intro one year where I can't believe I'm even talking about this. But those who know. Anyway, I won't name any names, obviously. But during the intro, there was a black male on the hood of a cop car. You remember this? And the officer got so mad that he swooped him. He fell on the hood. You remember that part of the intro?
I do remember that. I do
Yeah.
remember that.
Well, that was somebody that's like that was somebody that's kind of we're not blood related, but I'd known the guy much younger in life. Yeah. And my parents were all be like, "Oh, that's him on there." Like,
There
what?
he is.
Here's his crowning achievement.
Yeeted off of that cop
Yeah.
car there. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, he was
That guy's
just
famous.
He was the cop, It's,
Oh, so he was the cop that
Yeah.
yeeted the guy. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
it was
Brett.
a pretty big thing.
I didn't realize
Well,
that.
it wasn't a big thing, but your crowning achievement of being on Cops is that,
walks into a bar. Oh, you're that
That's
guy
a
that
pretty
you
good
that.
crowning
Let me
achievement.
buy you a beer.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Kind of, yeah, I got a bunch of things up in my head rolling around. Like, yeah, we actually got like Matthew McConaughey's fridge back there, so.
What?
Yeah. Long story short, when Matthew McConaughey was filming Mud, and shout out to the Jones family listening in right now, they know who they are. They worked at the Duck Inn back there, wherever it was back then, and the manager at the hotel at the time, apparently kept the mini fridge that he used. You know, long story short, he kept the mini fridge that he used, and like I eventually got passed down to my mother. So, you know, and now my daughter has it. So my daughter has Matthew McConaughey's fridge. Yeah, I mean,
What?
the man touched the fridge. It was his.
I mean, so you guys haven't cleaned it or anything, right? I mean, it's still got all of his
It's still got his butt cheeks on it.
it's still got all of his.
I mean, it's been clean since then, but it's a running joke in the
Is there any
family.
Lincoln stickers on it?
There's no Lincoln sticker. No, there's no Lincoln sticker.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't put like a bumper sticker, like a Lincoln bumper
Like his
sticker.
likeness in sticker form on it.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I gotta find that fridge and touch it up so I can get a little bit of that all right energy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A little bit of that.
Maybe that's why, you know, when I was moving it in here, that's probably what that came from for the last thing with Freddie, was kind of like too much of that McConaughey energy.
That is crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible.
Well, you know, it's one of the crazy things that go on. Like, remember, I don't know if we talked about it last time, but when we were doing the pilot treatment for our sketch show, like back in 2010, was it 2010? Somewhere around there, right? Because it was before my daughter was born. So it was like 2009, 2010. Was it somewhere around there, guys?
Like somewhere in there.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, probably maybe like 2010. I guess that sounds
Yeah,
about
that
right.
sounds
kind
about
of
around
kind of
that
right
way.
in the swing of the
Well-
the wrestling and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna be. Remember we were gonna. What happened with that photo shoot? We were trying to do a photo shoot for the thing, and it never happened.
You know, I mean, that's how a lot of things are in entertainment business, I guess, or wrestling. And I know what happened. The way that all of it kind of got started was Bert called me one day, and like by this time the new was wearing off of me. Like, you know, I was kind of like, you know, I had a good run there for a while, and then Bert calls one day and says, "Hey, what's a way that we can make more money?" You know, which is obviously that means like, hey, you know, things aren't going super great at the wrestling company now, and what's a way we can make more money? It was nice that he trusted me enough, I guess, to try to think of something. And I said, well, man, you know, me and my two boys, you know, we're thinking about maybe doing like a sketch comedy show. And we already have a name. And he was like, well, lay it on me, you know. And I said, oh, it's Family Bathroom. And he was like, wow, what an amazing name. Like what an ear-catching name. Like really put it over strong, you know. And like immediately believed in me, that's why, you know, I loved old Bert, because he really believed in me, you know, like always, and he believed in us. I mean, you know, always thought.
R.I.P. Bird again. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's you know, Bert passed away, you know, earlier this year after a long fight with cancer, and it's been a huge blow for me and even for these two boys, but it's also been sort of the inspiration for, you know, rekindling this, because it was a project that Bert believed in so much, and obviously we believed in it a whole lot. And we know that it could possibly be successful, you know, if we put the work in, and hopefully we'll make them proud, you know.
Hopefully we get to the
That's
point
what we're
where we
trying to
get
do.
touched by a bird angel. You know?
I would love to be, well, I don't know if I'd love to be touched by a bird angel, but that would actually kind of, that would probably ruin it.
Yeah. When it came out, when it rolled off the tongue, it's kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, I
think
might
a
have to.
little bit.
I might avoid being touched by a bird angel or
Can we
being
edit that
touched by
out?
any angel. I'd say, hey, you know, that's hashtag me too right there. You can't be touching. You can't just be coming down out of the clouds and laying hands on me like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a good way to catch a charge.
Bird, you're
watching
back.
me
What are
while I
you doing?
sleep.
Yeah.
I'd say that's the only reason. Like, do you have any news or something? Tell me who won the Super Bowl or who's going to win the Super Bowl this year. And then he would chastise me. He'd be like, I'm dead. It's not time travel. You know what I mean? That's fucked.
Yeah. But anyway, we were going to have a photo shoot with like some lady that was like Ringo Starr's ex-girlfriend. Like, and that's not a, you know, that's like, we at the time were like, yeah.
That was Randy Ridcliffe or Redcliffe.
Yeah, she was in Nashville.
Or
wasn't she?
Ridcliffe. Yeah, she was. She actually had done some of my photo shoots or like cinematography work for the wrestling stuff. And what a cool lady, man. I mean, would have been awesome to do a shoot like that with you guys, but
It wasn't in the cards.
wasn't in the cards. But here we are now, making good on things. And
Yeah. Even our
That's
families
awesome.
are like, you're doing what now?
oh yeah, that's how I mean everything. I feel like everything, most of the things that I've done in my life, and a lot of the things you guys have done in your life. You know, people always say, "You're doing what? Like what kind of crazy thing?" But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you only live once, and I mean, if there's something you want to do, you should go. You know, go at least attempt to do it.
always scheming, man. Got to do some things.
That's why, that's why Boysco exists.
Oh.
Boysco, where you can get brand new products at used prices. That's Boysco, Boyceco on Facebook. Boysco. That's why that exists, because I like to do my own thing. I don't want to be tied down to a 9 to 5, and maybe eventually we can.
Yeah, when we called you earlier, it sounded like you were pretty tied up. Right
Yeah,
there.
Boysco is can be a paino, because I care about
Pain in
my
the dicko,
I care about my customers, so I have to build every item that I get that comes in. I painstakingly take out of the box, put together, and make sure it's all fully functional. And some of whoever designs some of the like baby cribs and things, I want to drag them out into the street and beat them down, because they can't be designed for like a normal human being to. It's like I've put together like literally hundreds of cribs now, and before I left the house to come here, I was out there fighting one, bro, having a horrible time. And there's nothing wrong with the crib. I can't stress it enough. We only sell new items at Boysco, so everything's really good, in pristine condition. But they're just hard to put together. You're down on your hands and knees, trying to put this stuff together.
Well, in my experience, the engineers at like Graco are like Japanese, like freaking Mega Godzilla engineers. They're some of that stuff you try to put together, man. You're like, why does this do this? Because this clip does that. I'm like, why? Is the baby gonna take the crib?
It's like, it makes sense that you said Japanese. They got those tiny little hands, can fit in the little places that my hands can't.
Time we need transforming baby strollers. Just hit a button on the damn thing, it folds out. There we go. That's what we need to hit. That's what needs to happen.
Absolutely. You wouldn't believe how many times I've sold a stroller, and the person comes to buy it, and we can't get the damn thing closed. I'm out there like a monkey with a football trying to get it closed, and I'm like, I promise it closes. It definitely closes. And then finally we have to like look it up on YouTube, or so go to YouTube University and look it up so we can figure out how to unlatch it or whatever.
Get a quality education at YouTube U.
Oh, I've learned a whole lot more on YouTube than I ever did at North Pulaski High School. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
A debunked, out of business.
Yeah, shut down.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Tornado took it out. And they were like, yeah, screw that place.
Let's shut it down.
Yeah. They were like, let's turn it into isn't it a middle school now?
Shut out to
I think it's shut down.
Shout out to Mr. Russell, Ms. Shuttles.
Oh, yeah.
Shout it out.
Some of the OG pimps.
OG pimps.
So let me ask you guys. I know we kind of did this on the last episode. Obviously it was sort of a holiday episode with the Halloween stuff coming up, but we can't gloss over it. This is the holiday season. We obviously have Turkey Day. We got Thanksgiving. We got Christopher Columbus sketchy day coming up, where the Indians were like, "Hey man, you guys don't seem so bad. We're gonna feed you. You know what I mean? We're gonna get you in there and give you a little turkey."
Yeah.
And then before all the bad stuff went down.
And here's some blankets with yellow fever on them.
But yeah, hey, now that would have been clever on their end, but they meant it.
No, I think didn't we give them
They
blankets?
just had a party. We probably had like smallpox on the blankets, some sketchy. But anyway, so Thanksgiving is obviously coming up, and I just got to get y'all's opinion. What's your favorite Turkey Day tradition or Turkey Day dish? Something you can't live without.
Something you can't.
What you got?
Bro, I know I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I already can feel it brewing. But I'm on team canned cranberry sauce, man.
Oh no.
It's good, dude.
Toast.
I
I love you, Toast, and you are the fresh maker,
I
but
don't like
that's
the
not
stuff
very
with the
fresh.
that ain't well.
It's freshly out of the can.
Canned goods can last for a long time, Mark.
Yeah,
That's pretty fresh.
It's
bro.
cranberry. Let's just break it down to what it really is. It's canned cranberry sauce made out of like gelatin, pretty much.
Right.
And it's just it's got the strainer on it, so you strain out all the berries and stuff. I hate the ocean spray like that. It's got the pieces in it. It's just not.
I definitely disagree with you on that for sure. Like I was actually going to say the one dish that I could live without is the cranberry sauce. But you know what? If Brett Toast likes it, maybe I'll give it a try this Thanksgiving. I might just do it, or either that or I'll donate it and send it on. Like throw a can of cranberry sauce through your window on Thanksgiving or something with a note. Enjoy it. Eat up, bro. But
Enjoy, it's a celebration, bitch.
I obviously like. I mean, I'm a traditionalist, man, so I like the turkey. You know what I mean? Give me a little turkey. Give me a little of that.
Speaking
What's
of
it called?
turkey.
So, the question is, the white of the dog.
Oh, I gotta go white meat. And I mean, and no offense, Mark, I gotta go white. I gotta go white
What does
meat
that
on
mean?
it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm just saying there ain't nothing wrong with a little dark meat. You know what I'm saying? But
Well, the dark meat's got more flavor in it, though.
oh, dude, give me that white meat.
It's
And then,
got more flavor
but
in
I
it.
also like the hash brown casserole, the green bean. I mean, I love
You
Thanksgiving.
can
dude.
go fuck right the hell off with green bean casserole.
I'm the kind of dude that's gonna go. I'll go to like
Yeah.
a Denny's, and I'm not ordering the Grand Slam. I'm ordering the turkey and dressing in like July. I mean, I love that. That's like my favorite
do
thing.
that?
So, oh, bro, absolutely. Tons of places will serve a Thanksgiving dinner to you when it's
I think
July.
Cracker
or
Barrel does it
whatever.
too, don't
yeah,
they?
absolutely. I know because I've done it. Got up in it. Mark,
You're
what is your
cheating
favorite?
on Thanksgiving with every other.
I don't care. I'm not into. I mean, those hoes ain't loyal.
I just don't like
I
green
like
bean
it.
casserole
I
anymore.
like
I used to like it, but now I'm just like it's so just
You
played
ain't
out.
the right person to make it.
It's been made fun ever. It just fell out of favor with me. I just don't like it anymore.
Mark's trying to throw like half your family under the bus. He's like, somebody's got to make it right, and Brett's like, whoa, hold on. They all
was
make
made,
it
was
fine.
made. It was seasoned good and everything. You just have it so many times. You're like, I'm tired of this.
I love it, man. I'm into it.
I don't know. I might agree with Matt and say well, it's got to be properly cooked turkey.
Well, our man over here is a turkey.
But I am a turkey connoisseur.
Yeah,
And I do make one of the best smoked turkeys you'll ever have in your life.
you know.
That's facts. I mean, these two fellas right here are actually very, very good cooks. They've never made anything, even a mixed drink. They've never made anything. That's Brett's specialty.
No, it's not. Stay away.
Hey, I'm telling you, dude. I've never had a mixed drink from Bread Toast that I thought tasted bad. And I'm always super into that. It's like if we're ever partying,
It's
I'm
not
like,
my
hey.
life.
And then,
Not
but
my life
food wise, though, these two guys, I've never had a bad meal that either one of them made. So, but I mean, me, I'm more like eating Cheez-Its and store burritos and Lucky Charms for dessert.
What's that? Boyce runs on Cheez-Its, you know.
I do. I run on white cheddar
Boyce runs on
Cheez-Its.
burritos.
I'm running on white cheddar Cheez-Its, Lucky Charms with extra marshmallows and just pride.
You know,
That's what I'm running on.
Well,
And
I
love
love-
for the game.
The
You know
only
what
thing
I'm saying?
the crazy thing about like when you get older and you have kids, it's like you have an excuse to keep that kind of stuff around now. Like,
Oh, absolutely. I
I
mean,
mean-
the older I get, the more I'm starting to feel like I'm just getting to relive my childhood. I mean, then I have been eating, what are they called? Like, I should know these burritos by heart, but the burritos that come in like the orange package,
Oh, the fucking
L something another,
L
of course,
something,
the
fuck.
something.
chimichangas.
Yeah, like the
burritos.
chimichurri,
El
but these are like the
burritos,
bean
something
burritos,
like
El burritos. I don't think. Well, actually, you know what? I think it is something stupid like that. It's just like El burritos.
It's
El
not. You
Pablos
guys-
burritos.
Hey, man. But anyway, but I've been eating those. I've eaten one a week for. It's probably been
15
10 years,
years?
bro. Yeah, literally, like
He's
10
been
years.
eating burritos like that for 15 years.
with white cheddar Cheez-Its and like top it off with like a
When we were,
granola bar or like
when he got his
Lucky
apartment,
Charms.
his first apartment, we go over there and hang out. And this fool would be sitting there and
El
just
Monterey.
El Monterey.
Monterey.
I see it like literally every day, and I still couldn't remember.
Yeah, but this
It's
fool would be
sad.
hanging out on the couch, like just getting ready for the day, like about to go to the gym, and like he'll just be eating Cheez-Its and Lucky Charms, watching SpongeBob. And
Hey, because you know why I'd watch SpongeBob? Because I'm ready. He'd get me ready, man, to get up and go seize the day. Of course, back then I wasn't getting up and seizing the day till like 1:30 in the afternoon
Absolutely.
because
None
the
of us
wrestling lifestyle. You go to bed at like 5 and get up at like 1.
Yeah.
I used to think 10 a.m. was super early, and now I'm
guys used
old
to-
and I get up at like 6 every day.
yeah, and wasn't that back during the time too? You guys were working at the mall, like
Oh, dude, we used to fucking
Oh yeah,
you guys remember getting
I miss-
drunk and fighting like in the
absolutely.
We had like a Peter Griffin, like the chicken.
It was the dissension had been called by our boss. I'm going to say his name too and put him on Front Street, Daniel Adair, and he
yeah.
was just a total douchebag, dickhead. And
He tried to split the M&M connection.
he tried to split the M&M connection up. He said, "Oh, one of you got to go." So I don't care who it is, but one of you got to go. And me and Mark the tension was getting high, and we're sitting in Daniel's office. And Mark said, I'm sure that it was Mark that said something smart ass.
Why's it gotta be?
He says something smart ass, and I decked him. Bah! Punched him right in his fucking mouth, and I thought, he's going down.
I decked him back because I was like, fuck you.
He did. He decked me back, and we literally, like, all of a sudden, the next thing I knew, I was like, asshole over elbows, like, flying through the air.
Well, you guys
And he had shoved me through, like, basically it shoved me through, like, where all the shoes were, and I, like, did a backflip over, like, all the jeans that we had just folded and shit, like, and I rolled back up to my feet, and we're fighting, like, and then one of the girls that worked there comes back there, and she's like, what's going on? And we're just, like, hitting each other, and, like, my head's bouncing off of shit, and we just fought it out, and ripped our clothes up, and got all beat up. And almost made out, you know what I mean? Because
it was one of those moments
it
where
was
you're
getting
like,
pretty hot and
you
heavy.
stare at each other, and you're like, what are we doing?
And then we both quit. We said, "Hey Daniel, you ain't splitting up the Eminem connection," and we walked it out of there together.
And then we shit
standing
on his
tall.
coats. No,
Yeah, well,
And you guys are just, it shows you like a little bit later, you guys are sitting at the table, like eating dinner together. In your ripped
Absolutely.
clothes, you know.
in our ripped up clothes, and I'm staring deeply into Mark's eyes, and I said, "Hey Mark."
Yeah, we stopped by the Taco Bell with the. There was a gentleman
Yeah.
that was very, very infatuated with Matt. That was the manager at Taco Bell there.
That's true. That's
and
true.
we used to get free Taco Bell all the time. 'Cause he was like,
I was pretty in my young years, man. You know, I used to get a lot of free, like little, you know, slide me an extra biscuit at the KFC or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Get an extra chicken strip in my Popeyes, you know, because I was charming. Now I'm old. Like you start getting older, people start looking at you different. You know, they're like, "Oh, you're 34 years old. You're too grown. You have to pay double." You know what I mean? Yeah. Like all that charm, I think, is starting to wear off. You know, but at least I got to live a charmed 20 to 28.
Yeah, man. It was a pretty decent time we had back in those days. I mean,
Absolutely.
I still remember like the karaoke days. We all decided one day we're gonna go to karaoke bars, and I think we went to almost every one of them in Central Arkansas. Like we went to every one of them, at least in Little Rock, you know. But yeah, like going back to Thanksgiving. I mean, like I don't know. I mean, cranberry sauce is good. This is the first thing that came to mind, but you know, you can't pass up the deviled eggs, man. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
and
now.
you could never keep enough of them for nobody.
Yeah, you're talking my
not a big
language
fan of
now.
the deviled eggs.
I love a deviled egg.
I'm not a fan of deviled eggs after you get done eating them, as in like you're the, you know what happens.
It's like a biohazard around you. Like they have to get in one of those suits and stuff.
I like my eggs scrambled, not boiled in with shit
What?
inside.
You don't like a deviled egg, Mark?
No, dude.
You get out of this house. You get out.
I don't
You
like eggs
leave.
in my salad. I don't like eggs
What?
by themselves, like boiled.
I love an egg up in my salad. I love a hard boiled
Anything I
egg.
gotta peel, like nah, dude.
I mean, and then I will
There's
smash down the
I've
nine deviled eggs.
crawfish.
There's
shrimp?
some.
Well, no, shrimp. If it's already peeled and veined and all that crap, I'm down with the shrimp.
Yeah.
But like,
Some cultures will
shrimp,
deep
gold
fry
shrimp,
those bad
like,
boys. You know that?
Yeah, hey, that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Bad deviled eggs.
Well, boys, I enjoyed this. I feel like we had a great time. I hope that everybody watching
good
has had a
time.
great
Good
time.
time.
I know Mark's got to get on because the Touched by an Angel marathon starts here in just a few minutes. So, Mark, you keep watching Touched by an Angel. Bretos, God love you. And, you know.
God bless us,
Yes.
everyone.
Can I have more, please? Sure you can. Oh, I didn't. That went better than the last time.
Hey, you just got to ask him. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
See you next
thanks.
time.
Have a good Thanksgiving, guys.
Peace out. Happy
There you go.
Thanksgiving.